Welcome back, y'all, to Divine Chosen Healer. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. For those of you who are already on my team here, welcome back. I'm getting ready to do a reading for Chrisean Rock. I just want to see what the energy is pulling for her, the energy that's surrounding her, and what Spirit has to say for Miss Chrisean Rock. Any intuitive messages for Chrisean Rock. The first card that flipped over, it says, manifest quietly, move in silence. Outside energy can interfere with and throw off goals. So Spirit needs her to just sit down and shut up and be quiet. Sometimes you can talk too much. Sometimes you can move around too much. Sometimes you can be busy doing absolutely nothing. And sometimes you just need to be quiet. You know, there's things that this girl would like to do. She had dreams and goals and visions for herself, but she let a lot of things get in her way. She still has the potential to reinvent and revive herself if she gets on the right path and stay on the right path. But she has to be able to move in silence. She doesn't know how to move in silence. She talks a lot. She needs to be still, pretty much is what the energy is saying. What is the energy pulling for Chrisean Rock? We have past issues, past pain and problems hold you back. You're safe, let go and heal. So this is automatically giving me some type of energy from childhood trauma. There's some things that happened in her past, in her present past, and in her past that she's not willing to let go of. She keeps holding on to whatever damage that was done to her, whatever pain that someone has caused her, whether that be physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional. She won't let it go. And holding on to that baggage can cause you heaviness, and it can slow you down, and it can cause you problems. Spirit is telling her that she's safe to let it go. You don't have to keep punishing yourself for the things that you've been through, that you have suffered through. We have raised your vibration. Use singing bowls, Palo Santo are the tools to shift the frequency of your vibration. So she needs to get into some type of meditation. She needs to get into some type of stillness. If she's into church, she needs to get into church and stay in church and get involved in church so that she can have some type of stillness and some type of peace. Under that is leap of faith. Let your guard down and take a risk. So there's things that Spirit would like for her to dabble into other than the miscellaneous devilish things that she's currently involved in. She needs to, this girl, whether it's hard to believe or not, she does have a spiritual calling. I know it's hard to visualize that and see, and a lot of people look at her as somebody who likes to play with church, but whether you want to believe it or not, she does have a spiritual calling on her life. And she is what you would call an intuitive vessel, but because of what she's encountered and the energy that she continues to encounter herself with, there's a blockage there. But she needs to take a leap of faith, put her guard down, and trust God 100%. We have fertility, bringing dreams to life, major growth and progress, a possible pregnancy. So we do know that she did give birth to a baby. There were other pregnancies involved. And we can't look at this pregnancy as a misfortune here. The fertility card where it says bringing dreams to life. I know that a lot of people don't understand how things spiritually work, but that baby was given to her by God to heal her. Even though she may not see it, even though the world may not see it, but that soul came in to vitro, into this existence, into this earth plane, to be a vessel for her. He saved her life, pretty much. And even though it don't look like it, you have to have spiritual discernment to understand what I'm talking about. That soul came here for a divine spiritual purpose, for his healing and for others and for herself. Spirit guides, ancestors, what messages do we have for Chrisean Rock? Spirit says no. The answer to your question is no. So whatever conversation she is having with God, whatever conversation she has between her and her spirit, the answer is no. So I don't know if whatever type of situation she's going through within herself, whatever she's asking God to do, the answer is no. And whatever the thing is that she's asking, it's contradicting with where God is trying to place her and where she needs to be spiritually and physically in this plane right now. So that the things that she is trying to do contradicts where she needs to be spiritually, where God needs her to be spiritually. So whatever she's asking, the answer is no. She needs to sit her tail down. These cards are being stubborn to flip over, which gives me stubborn energy from her as well. We have two cards that just flipped over. We have closure, time to move on and close this chapter. And then under that was third party, relationships and connections are taking place outside of you. So yeah, this is in regards to her relationship. there's always a third party involved. There's always, and this goes back to even her childhood, where she always feels like it's always competition somewhere. She always got to compete for somebody's love. And sometimes you can bring your childhood trauma into your current life energy. But Spirit is telling her it's time to walk away in peace, no drama, close the chapter, move on. Because no matter what, there's always going to be a third party. You're never going to be it and it alone. And when she realizes that, it's like no matter what you do, no matter how. I believe, what is she, a water sign? I think she's a Pisces. Pisces are very emotional creatures, and they especially the women, they want that daddy love. So I don't know if she had childhood trauma with her daddy being absent or whatever that situation is, but she's looking, she wants that love from a man that she will never find. She has to let that go. She needs to close it up, because it's always going to be somebody else involved, no matter how dedicated she tries to make herself be in a relationship. We have incantation, magic. It says you have a powerful tongue. You will see what you speak. So this girl needs to be very careful with what she vocally speaks out loud. She has the power of her tongue, where things that she speaks out manifest quickly. So she needs to be real careful with things that she says. Things that she has said out loud have manifested themselves, even if she didn't one-on-one have anything to do with it, whether that be negative or positive. She needs to be real careful with the things that she says, out of her mouth. Her tongue needs to be at the roof of her mouth, because whatever she speaks comes to pass. It says spiritual bath. Something is lowering your vibration. It's time to cleanse. So if you take a look at her before versus her after, sometimes you can get involved with energetic vampires that can drain you for all of your innocence, that can drain you for all of your worth. And sometimes you can attract people into your portal that are very toxic for you. She needs to do spiritual cleansing, and she needs to get away from a lot of the people and a lot of the energies that she surrounds herself with, because she's around a lot of vultures and witches and warlocks. A lot of people will say she does that herself. She is that way herself, but like attracts like, right? 4 cards that flipped over. We have toxic connection, unhealthy, harmful relationship, not vibrating on the same frequency. Then we have overthinking, quiet your mind to channel your higher self for guidance. Altar work, create an altar or spend more time with one. You have to connect with your guides more. And then we have the birth chart. The key to the answers you seek are lie in your natal chart. So with these 2 or 4 cards that flipped over, mind you, the altar work, if she is not into the altar work, she seems to like to go to church. She needs to go to the altar at the church. She needs to sit there and stay there, get her a blanket and lay there and sleep there for a few days. She needs to lay it all to God, and she needs to be serious about it. You can't keep going back and forth. You got to pick a side and stay there, dear, even if it's rough. You have to create an altar in your home where you can pray, where you can go to, where you can mind your business with God, because there is some type of spiritual attack that is on this girl. We have overthinking, quiet your mind and channel your higher self for guidance. Yeah, she is keeping herself busy with bullshit instead of sitting in her spiritual work. Birth chart and toxic connection. I believe that blue phase is with an Aquarius, so they're 2 different energies here. She's more of a water sign. She's Pisces, so she's emotional, intuitive. He's more independent and strong-willed, and he's not. She, like I stated earlier, she is the type that needs like a daddy. She wants a daddy, like a daddy. Like she wants that type of relationship with a man, and she's attracted to that masculine, take control type of energy. But she also needs somebody that's soft, somebody that can guide her, and she can be submissive to. Being with somebody that is toxic can turn you out, and women especially, because you have a portal. And the man enters into your portal when they're intimate with you, and that portal is sacred, because you can create life through that portal. So if they're coming in poisonous, it can be very toxic. So she needs to be very careful with who she intertwines with, because it definitely is giving vampire energy. Women understand that when you are with, and men too, you can be with somebody and they can suck the damn daylight out of you. They can steal your light, and you become, whatever burdens they got become your burdens. Whatever darkness they have become your darkness, which is what has happened to this girl. But when we look at the child in the situation, a lot of people are mad at her for how she handled the situation. But her child always grows up to be a damaged adult, and you have to also look at the situation, the energy that she was surrounded in, like the TV, the ghetto trashy TV show, and just all of the energy. You always got to fight, and it's just like I keep hearing, I had to fight my whole life. Always got to fight my whole life. Like the girl wants peace, and she really truly wants God. but the devil is definitely after her. And the things that she's doing, she's giving him easy access to get in and to stay in. Anything else for Chrisean Rock so I can wrap this up? Oh, damn, I hope this video ain't long. Come on. Hurry up, energy. Pull one more card for this girl so I can end this shit. Listen, it says, pay close attention to what you hear. Beings from other realms speak through you often. So yeah, like I stated earlier in the reading, she's very intuitive. She does have a spiritual calling on her life. She does hear God, but she also hears the devil as well. And sometimes she can't decipher who's talking to her. So she really needs to clean herself up. She needs to get right. And sometimes, like, there's so many people, when you put yourself out in public, everybody got to think peace. Everybody watching you. Everybody judging you. People need to step in. It takes a village, you know, and the way that people are going at it about her, especially with her child, there needs to be some type of gentleness there where she can soften up and let you in. Otherwise, it's going to continue to cause damage, and she's going to continue to hear from her spirit guides, from the higher realm and the lower realm. Don't get it twisted. Don't think it's sweet. Y'all got spirit guides and ancestors on the other side too that can't stand your ass. So you got to be careful when you are dealing with them. That's it for Chrisean Rock for right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.